play this shit right here.
Y'all already know, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button.
Play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here to spark up your home and get you right back going. Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing. That was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. These fortune, them bag bitches pedal for them portions. My horse win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dope. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They bash for hours, hooking baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFF switches, but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets striped, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life went out. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga.
Wipe your feet off at the door.
Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician, niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lane. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock the dough. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loops and criticals. Something I learned about, running my earn route. Been working with turnouts, is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scar, bitch. That's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with empathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully positive with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard. I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hold hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Hopping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hopping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hopping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hopping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin' man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach the paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss. Can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga.
Welcome, man. Welcome. Another day, another dose of game. If you have not already, when you stepped into a pimp's domain, you were supposed to wipe your feet off at the door. Please wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. What I mean by that, hit that like button. So if you done stepped into a pimp's domain already, you in here, you in the chat, you commenting, you peeping everything out, do me a favor, go back to the door, step out of the chat, go to that like button, hit that like button, which is the equivalent of you wiping your feet off at the door. Then you can step back into the chat, you know what I mean? And we'll resume with this game. But appreciate y'all tapping in, man. You know, today is gonna be another good day of this good game. You know, I'm having a great day myself. Hopefully y'all having a great day yourself. And hopefully, if you ain't having a great day, this video will change that. You know what I mean? The energy of us kicking this game will change that. You did. Hold on a second. Get my shit right. Let me get my shit right. Hold on. Okay. Mr. Reed, good looking with the $20 holla. Glory to the game. I'm walking into this Planet Fitness now, brother. I'm waiting for the message. Talk your shit. Talk your talk, P. Hit the like button. Good looking, Mr. Reed. Cobra Vision Academy. Good looking with the $10 holla. Appreciate the game, Freeze. How do I book a consultation? I'm not doing them right now, but if I do get to doing them, I'll let it be known, and then you can move from there. And I know a lot of y'all probably want to do consultations with Sinful. You know, Sinful is good for that, but I believe right now he's probably not doing them due to circumstances beyond his control. You dig? But yeah, man, y'all already know the first order of business in Casa de Freeze. We gotta put some love in our body, man, to combat all the negativity, all the hatred, all the sucker shit. We gotta put this good old love in our bodies, man. Because the bullshit is strong. Happiness, health, and wealth to everybody tuned in, and to your loved ones as well. Hey, one of the most profound things I ever heard Mozzie say, shout out to Mozzie, was that it's a beautiful struggle. You know, it's a nice song and people nod their head to it, but if you really think about a beautiful struggle, how beautiful the struggle can be, you know, it might not necessarily be beautiful when you're going through it, but the potential that can come from your struggle, the outcome that can come from your struggle can be beautiful. You just got to put things in perspective, right? And unfortunately, the world that we live in right now is contrary to the beauty coming from your struggle. If you pay attention to social media, we all know everybody makes everything look good on social media. And that's okay. You know, if you know, I call that being responsible with the truth for certain individuals. You know, you don't have to let everybody know everything that's going on with you. You know, so if you're going through a certain struggle right now, you don't have to broadcast it to the world, especially on social media, to a bunch of people you don't know. But at the same time, you don't want to get wrapped up and caught up in the bullshit of confusing reality with the virtual world. Because you can get so caught up in the virtual world, you can go so deep into the rabbit hole of the virtual world that you lose sight of the real world. And some motherfuckers be forgetting or, you know, confusing that virtual world with the real world, and they forget that they going through a struggle in real life. They start believing that virtual life is their real life. And as we know, it's not. 9 times out of 10, you know, sometimes it can be a glimpse into your real life, but a lot of people use it to mask their real life. And like I said, it's okay, you know, if you use social media as an escape, but you got to have balance at the same time, and you got to keep things in perspective. Now, like, again, you don't want to broadcast, you know, everything that you're going through, but See, the thing with social media, right? It'll make a motherfucker feel like, you know, it'll make you, people can make you feel like you a terrible individual, or you the worst person in the world. It can make a motherfucker feel less than who they are if certain struggles are exposed on social media. And what you got to keep in mind is, let's say a struggle that you're going through by no doing of your own gets exposed on social media. Let's say you get into it with your broad, right? You a dude, you get into it with your female, and she broadcast on social media like, yeah, y'all think he got it going on like this, or y'all think he got it going on like that, but this is really what's going on. You know what I mean? The nigga 45 years old living with his mama. Yeah. You know what I mean? And of course, that's not the reality that you would choose for yourself at 45 years old. But the bottom line is, motherfuckers go through shit. So what you got to keep in mind is, everybody who's laughing at you on social media is going through some shit too. And they probably going through some worse shit than you. So with that being said, you shouldn't allow those people's opinions of you to dictate your thinking and to dictate your behavior. You shouldn't even let that phase you. See, it's easy, again, to be affected by things like that, because when people is like making comments about you, you don't know every individual. It might be hundreds of motherfuckers talking shit about you on social media. You don't know every individual, and because you don't know every individual, you don't know the things that they going through. It's crazy. Like, even celebrities, rich people, motherfuckers that's balling, they let motherfuckers that ain't got shit going on affect their life. Hold on. That was a message that I gotta get together. Hold on. You got rich people who allow the opinions of motherfuckers that ain't got shit going on to affect their life. And that's why it's just good to be in tune with who you are. Because when you in tune with who you are and you're defined by what's within, everything that's going on beyond you doesn't even matter. A lot of motherfuckers got beautiful things going on in their life, but they still insecure. They not sure of who they are because they don't take time to take inventory of themselves and identify what's going on within themselves and build themselves accordingly. Exercise and strengthen themselves accordingly, right? Prime example, it's this video, man, I seen some years back, right? And it was a lady. She was just some lady. I think they was at like a beauty salon or a beauty place, something. They was somewhere though, right? And it was some older black woman, right? And she was just sitting in a chair, and Floyd Mayweather was there. And he's worth more now, but even at that time, he was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? One of the most successful boxers in history at the time, right? And this is when he was still active. He was still fighting, right? This is before he retired. And he was trying to prove himself to this lady. And this was just like a regular lady. She wasn't no rich woman, but she was sharp though, you know what I mean? She had game, and like, she was like, I ain't never heard of you. And he was like, I'm Floyd Mayweather. Woo. And people around was like, yeah, he Floyd. He do the da-da-da-da-da. She was like, oh, he a boxer? She's like, well, I ain't never heard of him. And she was like, Muhammad Ali, I heard of. Mike Tyson, I heard of. You, I ain't never heard of you. And she fucked him up. You know, he just was like, he was just so caught off guard that he was like really breaking his neck to prove himself to this woman. You know, and you know, I don't want to speak for Floyd. I don't want to I'm not trying to say anything bad about him, but that's just a prime example of, you know, somebody, and I think I honestly think he's gotten better since then, but that's just a prime example of somebody who's not in tune internally, somebody who doesn't operate from the inside out. When you operate based on what's outside, what's around you, what's inside you can be easily dictated by the things that's around you. You know, but, and see, that all goes back to the social media thing. It's a lot of y'all going through certain things and you don't know how to channel that energy, and you won't even take the time to figure out how to channel that energy from that struggle into greatness, because you so caught up in the bullshit of social media. You so caught up in what people think. You so caught up in what people might say about you. You so caught up in how people looking at you that you won't even recognize the beauty of your struggle and how to translate that struggle into greatness. You know, it's just a beautiful thing, like I said, when you operate from the inside out. And it don't matter if you broke as a motherfucker. It don't matter if you a grown ass man living with your mama. It don't matter if you living in your car. It don't matter if you sleeping in a tent right now. It's a lot of that shit going on. It's a lot of people that before the pandemic had a place to live and had a career, and since the pandemic lost everything and they sleeping in a tent right now. This is real shit. But none of that shit matters, because all of that shit can be changed like that. All of that shit is circumstantial. But what shouldn't be circumstantial is you understanding your value. You being in tune with who you are. That shouldn't be circumstantial. You should know you's an important motherfucker, whether you got $1, $0, or $1 million. You the same individual. You got to understand that you create situations. Situations don't create you. Situations don't make you who you are. You make situations. So anybody that got something going on, you know, they created it, and you can create it too. You probably done created it before, but you might have lost it all. You can create it again. You just got to be in tune with who you are. You got to understand your value. You got to understand your potential. You got to understand what's inside you. And in order to understand that, you got to go inside yourself and look around. Learn yourself. You know, them struggles that we go through in life, they help define who we are. They help us understand who we are. They help us get in tune with who we are and discover aspects about ourselves that we never knew was there. Sometimes you don't realize how strong you are until you go through certain struggles. Sometimes you don't realize how brilliant and how smart you are until you go through certain struggles. That's why I say, again, shout out to Mozzie, because that term, beautiful struggle, man, he don't understand how profound that statement is, man. Like, the struggle can be beautiful, man, if you translate it into something beautiful. And in order to translate it into something beautiful, you got to keep things in perspective. You got to understand what's in here. Fuck what's going on out there. Fuck what motherfuckers might be saying about you. Use me as an example. Pay attention to me. Motherfuckers done said everything about me on the internet. But I don't let that define who I am. I don't let that like dictate my movement or dictate my thoughts. Like, fuck. Man, they said they said the feds is looking for me. Fuck, damn. Oh, they said Freeze sleeping in his car. Freeze living out of his car. Fuck, damn. Damn, man. What the fuck I'm gonna do? Like, shit. I mean, I ain't sleeping in my car, but damn, they saying I'm sleeping in my car. What the fuck I'm gonna do? You know what I mean? And even if it was true, even if I was sleeping in my car, because I have slept in my car before. So it was times where I didn't have no motherfucking car to sleep in. But I'm still the same motherfucker though. I'm the same motherfucker that was sleeping in the car that got out of that situation. That pimped his way through it. That's me. I did that. I put myself in a situation where I had to sleep in the car and I got myself out of that situation. And like I said, even if I was sleeping in my car, like I know what I got to do to get out of that situation because I've done it before. It's like muscles, you know what I mean? You got muscle memory. When you make shit happen, you can make it happen again and again and again. You know, that's why I like that show, and I started watching it. I think I mentioned it before, but The Undercover Billionaire. Now I know some of that shit is probably scripted or arranged a certain way in order for them to make certain things happen. But I just like the idea of that. You know what I mean? Where a billionaire strips himself down to nothing, and all he got is an old raggedy pickup truck, a cell phone with no contacts, and $100. And he got 90 days to create $1 million company. Like, the idea of that is dope. That motherfucker's basically saying, like, man, I don't need shit but myself. And I'll get this shit back all over again. Especially because I done did it before. I know how I could do it again with nothing. That's a motherfucker who understands who they are internally. That's a motherfucker who understands what's inside themselves. And that's really all that matters. Anything else is irrelevant. Excuse me. Blue Honey, good looking with the $5 holla. Steve Harvey, The Rock, and Kurt Warner all struggled before they bubbled. Just to name a few. Preach to them, Freeze. Listen, they not the only. It's a lot of people who struggle you don't know. But that's just a part of life. As long as you live, if you continue to live, you're going to go through some type of struggle. Who can name one motherfucker that's grown that ain't went through no type of struggle? Who can you name? I don't know one motherfucker on planet Earth or in the history of humanity that lived a life and did not struggle. Because even if you born into wealth or whatever the case may be, motherfuckers still go through struggles. Every struggle ain't financial. Every struggle don't have to do with material shit. You know, some people go through health struggles. Some people go through mental struggles. As we know, it's a lot of people going through substance abuse struggles right now. You know, it's all kind of struggle, and that shit don't have nothing to do with money. You know, you can have all the money in the world, but if you lose a loved one, if a loved one pass away on you, the money ain't gonna heal that pain. That's gonna be a struggle. So, you know, yeah, man, we all go through struggles in life. Everybody. You know, speaking of Floyd Mayweather, a couple years ago, the mother of his child passed away. Cold shit. And he balling out of control, but I'm pretty sure that's something that he might struggle with. I don't know, but I would imagine so. Or that he probably did struggle with. Ain't no telling, you know? But the bottom line is, you know, don't deny your struggle. See, social media will get a motherfucker's head so wrapped up in the bullshit that you'll try to deny your struggle. You'll try to stay in that virtual world as much as you can. You don't want to step out that virtual world because you got this struggle over here, but this struggle over here, it's going to be here until you deal with it. Like, motherfucker, I ain't going nowhere. And you ain't doing nothing about me neither. Shit, nigga, I'm only going to get stronger. Nigga, I'm going to get worse. Yeah, nigga, the struggle is real. Yeah, all that shit you doing on Instagram, nigga, that's cool. You can try to hide me on there. You can try to act like I don't exist. But, nigga, I'm right here, nigga, until you deal with me. That's what the struggle is going to tell your motherfucking ass. Nigga, I'm right here. What you going to do? You can't just run from me. You got to face me and deal with me. That's what the struggle going to do. There are 173 of y'all in here, but only 126 of y'all wiped your feet off at the door. Do a pimp a favor. Go back to the door, step out the chat real quick, hit that like button, step back into the chat. You did. But yeah, man, it's a lot of y'all, man, did have potential greatness in you. It's a lot of y'all that are like right on the verge of making some great shit happen, but you're not in tune with reality. You won't address the struggle that you're going through. And what you're doing without even realizing it, some of y'all, is you just dragging the struggle along, and it's slowing you down because you won't address that motherfucker. You trying to make certain things happen, but you won't address the struggle that you're dealing with at the same time. That's just like, social media is real, big on image. Social media is real big on image, right? And a lot of people do certain things to make their image look like what they reality don't look like. And motherfuckers will break their neck. Motherfuckers will break their neck to like, hey man, especially in the game. In the game, pimping and hoeing, we it's fucked up. Because again, the atmosphere of the game sets it that way. But social media only adds to it, right? So you got motherfuckers in the game that, man, on social media, they look like they doing it big. A motherfucker will they'll post I done seen this shit before, right? I done seen a motherfucker post videos and pictures in a Rolls Royce on social media, right? Today. Motherfucker post a picture in a video in a Rolls Royce today, you know what I mean, with the bust down jewelry and all the shit, right? And that same day, ask their partner for $50. Seriously. You obviously going through something. And you are denying that's something that you're going through. And at the same time, you trying to impress a bunch of motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you. And you know, that same individual, if it was put out there that they just asked somebody for $50, man, I know they would probably lose their mind. They probably be ready to hurt themselves or something. Like, oh shit, motherfuckers done figured me out. Damn. But you know, you don't have to, again, you don't have to broadcast your shit, but don't try to make your social media, your virtual life, so drastically different from your real life. Don't do that. Because you're going to fuck yourself up. And see, you know, there's a popular phrase, fake it till you make it, right? Me, myself, I never subscribed to the fake it till you make it theory, right? It's just one of those things, one of them cliches that people say all the time that sounds good. And I don't know, I guess it works for certain people. But, you know, in some aspects, man, faking it till you make it is terrible. I guess it could be cool in some ways. I don't know, you know, but it's like, for instance, right? You might have somebody with fake designer on, like fake Gucci or fake Louis Vuitton or something like that, right? And they might fool some people sometimes. And motherfuckers might compliment them on their shit. Like, okay, player, I see you with the Gucci belt. Wooty wooty whoop. What people don't understand is you don't have the same sense of pride or the same type of confidence that the motherfucker with the real thing has. When you fool people into believing that what you have is real, it doesn't give you the same type of confidence, the same type of pride as the motherfucker with the real thing. It just don't. So you better off just wearing the motherfucking shit, the Nautica belt or the motherfucking, you know, whatever's cheaper. The shit, the Old Navy belt. I don't know. You know what I mean? You better off wearing that. You know, it sounds funny, but it's true. You better off wearing something that's authentic, that's of a, you know, that's not considered designer. You better off wearing something like that than wearing some fake shit or wearing some fake jewelry or some shit like that. Wearing the fake jewelry is not going to give you the same sense of pride and the same type of confidence as the motherfucker with the real jewelry. It's just not. You might feel cool that you con some people into believing that it's authentic, but what them people don't know is deep down inside, you know that shit is fake, and you can't convince yourself that it's not fake. You're going to always know that it's fake to yourself, and therefore, you're not going to have the same sense of pride and confidence as the motherfucker with the authentic shit. And furthermore, when you wearing that fake shit, again, it's just confirmation that you denying your struggle. It's all linked to you denying your struggle. Now, you have, even though I don't really, I mean, it makes sense. Even though I probably wouldn't do it, but it makes sense for certain people, because you have certain celebrities that have the real jewelry. They got the real shit, but depending on where they go or what type of situation they putting themselves in, they'll wear the fake shit. Basically, you know what I mean? I'm going over here, you know what I mean? niggas might be able to run up on me and rob me over here, so I'm gonna wear the fake shit over here. We going over here? Okay, cool. I'm gonna wear my real shit over here. Like, it ain't that serious. It really ain't that serious, man. You know what I mean? It's so many other things that you could be doing with your time, your energy, and your money. This much better suited than something like that. You know, but motherfuckers do that shit because again, they don't take the time to identify who they are internally. Because when you know who you are internally, man, you don't have to do all that shit. It's some balling motherfuckers that don't do none of that shit. Shit, really, the most balling motherfuckers don't do none of that shit. Man, I pay attention to shit like certain shit catches my attention, like Dr. Dre. And I've mentioned this before, right? But when you see Dr. Dre, that nigga got on the same outfit all the time. And he's a billionaire or almost a billionaire. He worth like 700, 800 something million. But he always got the same shit on when you see him. And it ain't nothing fancy at that. He got the same long sleeve black shirt, you know what I mean? Most likely with some black pants or some jeans or some shit like that. And like some white Air Force Ones. Same shit every time you see him. Balling though. You know, of course, when he was younger, he wasn't like that. And you know, when you're younger, you know, you wanna make certain statements with your appearance. I understand that. And of course, you know, it was a long journey for Dr. Dre to get where he is right now. He didn't just start off where he is right now. We all know that, right? But at the same time, somebody who's younger than him and hasn't been through as much as him can learn from him and people like him. The bottom line is, whether you want to make certain statements with your image or not, the bottom line is to not lose sight of who you are and stay in tune with who you are internally. And if you're going through certain struggles, don't deny them motherfuckers. Because if you pay attention, man, like, people who act like they ain't going through shit, they don't get ahead. It's so many bitches in the game right now. It's so many hoes or prostitutes in the game right now that are not getting ahead because they denying they struggle. Like, you really a broke bitch and you don't really know how to touch real money like that, but you don't want people on social media to know that. So you try to portray an image that don't fit with you. And as a result, your hoeing doesn't progress. Your hoeing doesn't grow. Your hoeing doesn't, you know, ascend to higher levels. Because you so caught up in convincing motherfuckers that you this badass money getting bitch that you gonna stay there. You gonna stay in that virtual reality. But it's not the real reality. The real reality is, bitch, you staying in a raggedy ass motel. The real reality is you don't have no game. The real reality is there's only so much that you can do by yourself. The real reality is you're not going to go very far without leadership. The real reality is you need to understand how to appreciate people above things in all things. And you don't have no people skills. You don't know how to appreciate people, deal with people, have a conversation with people. None of that. You so out of touch with reality that your struggle ain't gonna go nowhere. You've made yourself at home in your struggle. And you, in your mind, you've convinced yourself that your struggle ain't even a struggle. You know what I mean? It's like being outside and, you know what I mean? You living under a bridge and you like, fuck. When you first get there, it's like, fuck, man. I'm under this bridge, man. I ain't got nowhere to go. But then, you know what I mean? You start to make yourself at home under that bridge. You know what I mean? You take a motherfucking cardboard box and you make it fancy. You know what I mean? And you go get that the best blow up bed that they got at Walmart. You know what I mean? That good blow up bed. You blow that motherfucker up. You know what I mean? You go get some pink sheets for that motherfucker, and you know what I mean? You dress that shit up. You know, then you go get like a portable shower. You know what I mean? And you know, you dressing the shit up. You know what I mean? And before you know it, you like, damn, it ain't so bad under this motherfucking bridge. You know, then you start trying to convince motherfuckers like, man, I'm doing it big under this bridge. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Y'all favorite thing to say, stop playing with me. I'm doing it big under this bridge. Stop playing with me. I get so tired of hearing that shit, stop playing with me. Like, stop playing with yourself, motherfucker. But that's what a lot of bitches is doing. You playing with yourself and you telling everybody stop playing with you. Why you want somebody to do something with you that you won't do with yourself? You need to stop playing with yourself. Talk about stop playing with me. But that's what's really going on. Bitches is going through certain struggles and they won't get past them struggles because they won't face them struggles. It's like the struggle right here. The struggle is right. This they struggle right here. And that motherfucker gonna follow them everywhere they go. They go left, right, forwards, backwards, whichever way they go, that struggle is going with them. If they go upstairs, the struggle is gonna go upstairs with them. They go downstairs, the struggle is right here. And it ain't going nowhere. Because they won't turn around and be like, look, man, this how I'm gonna deal with your motherfucking ass. You know, yeah, you here right now, you the reality, but this is what's wrong with you. And this is how I'm gonna correct that. This is how I'm gonna get past that. This is how I'm gonna heal that. This is how I'm gonna fix that. You know what I mean? I know what you are. I know why you here. I know how you got here. So guess what? I know how to get rid of your motherfucking ass too. It might take some time, you know what I mean? But you gonna get up out of here, so don't get too comfortable because me and you, we gonna separate. It ain't gonna be no nasty divorce neither. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You don't have to go through a nasty divorce with your struggle, you know? But hey, man, it ain't gonna go nowhere if you don't face that motherfucker. Sevy Sev, good looking with the $10 holler. Yesterday I started reading The Game of Life and How to Play It, and the first concept was know yourself. Dig the fuck out of that. That's some good shit. Big Shot, good looking with the $5 holler. The struggle is real and proves who's real. That's some real shit. Indeed. GF, good looking with the $5 holler. Bottle of Fiji on me. Hey, man, good looking, man, because, you know, pimp need these Fijis, man. And sometimes it might get hard out here for a pimp, you know, so I appreciate you spotting the pimp on that Fiji. You did. Sinful to P, as always, good looking with the $100 holler. You dig? Always making the game look good, man. Glory to God for blessing us with another day to hear this game. Blessings to everybody. Indeed. Good looking. Yes, indeed. Hold on. Oh, okay. Let me do this too. Yeah, man. Don't be afraid to address that struggle. And see, to the young ladies in the game, it's okay to face the reality that you don't have game. It don't mean that you stupid. It don't mean that you incapable. Doesn't mean that you incompetent. It just means you're ignorant. You don't know right now, but you can know in the future. But in order for you to know in the future, you gotta want more. See, that's a big part of the problem. That's why motherfuckers get so comfortable with their struggles, because they don't want more. And a big part of the reason why they don't want more is because they create this virtual reality on social media, and it makes them comfortable with the struggle because they're not looking at the struggle, and they kind of try to trick themselves into thinking that the struggle ain't there no more. But that motherfucker is there. And then what that does is it makes you not want more. Because see, in order to get past your struggle, in order to translate that struggle, that energy from that struggle into greatness, you got to want more. You got to want more out of life. And if you cool with putting a facade on social media that this is your life and you don't want nothing past that, something is wrong with you. But guess what? You're not the only one. That's the way of the world that we live in right now. It has just become so cool to be caught up in this virtual reality. It's crazy, man. Like, you know, you'll have bitches that don't have shit going on. I'm talking about nothing going on. And it'll be a man that got everything going on. And, you know, these bitches feel like this man that got everything going on got to prove himself to her when she ain't got nothing going on. And it's crazy because they both believe it. The motherfucker with everything going on, he believes that he got to prove himself to this female that ain't got shit going on. This is why you have motherfuckers in the game that preach that the hoe is supposed to interview the pimp. You got motherfuckers in the game that really believe in the theory of a hoe interviewing a pimp. A hoe who ain't got shit going on. A hoe who ain't proved nothing to nobody. A hoe who don't want nothing in life because she's confused. A hoe with no ambition. A hoe that don't even clean up after herself, let alone make a lot of money. Don't know how to cook. Don't know how to drive. Don't have a bank account. Bad credit. Man, the list goes on. But this man with everything going on, he's really convinced that he got to prove himself to this female with nothing going on. The reason why is because both of them motherfuckers ain't in tune internally. You know what I mean? This female, she's convinced herself that these, you know, these different men who got things going on, these different men who are established, she's convinced herself that they got to prove themselves to her because she done created this virtual reality for herself. Everything she posts on social media. And see, that's what's funny, right? That's what's funny about Instagram now, because it has become cool for a bitch to only have like 5 posts. You know what I mean? And just think about it. A female on social media, she only got like 5 or 6 posts on there, right? Man, you can make them 5 or 6 posts look beautiful. Like, for real. And these females, they able to get behind doors that the average motherfucker can't get behind, right? So, and they don't know what to do with that power. They don't know what to do with that power. They really can get in and make some great things happen with that power, but the only thing they want to do is flex. The only thing they want to do is get a picture or a video. You know how many times I've been riding somewhere, man, and a bitch are like, "Can I take a picture in your car?" Hey, I remember one time, man, this hoe was on, well, no, take that back. This one hoe was on my partner's line, right? And the hoe had a partner. So since she was linking up with my partner, you know what I mean? The bitch linked her partner up with me, right? So when I first meet this bitch, which was the last time I met this bitch, like, mind you, she's staying at Motel 6. Was it? No, what? It probably wasn't even Motel 6. It was like some little raggedy motel, right? But okay, I pull up. These bitches is living in this motel. They living in this motel, and I can't remember the other one if that was the case with her. But the little broad that I got linked up with, she had a square job at, I think, a telemarketing job or something like that at a call center, and she would catch dates on the side, right? But she wasn't making really no money at this telemarketing job. You know what I mean? So she was kind of like, she was a hamster on one of them wheels, you know what I mean, so to speak, because she was just making enough money to live day to day doing what she was doing, and she didn't really see no way out. Like, when you talk to her, she didn't have like a solution to that situation, right? But this bitch comes out the room, got the motherfucking $500-$600 wig on. So that's a red flag right there. It's like, bitch, you over here struggling, but you figured out a way to get this motherfucking wig, but you didn't figure out a way to make nothing else happen. So, okay, she got this expensive ass wig on, you know what I mean? And she get in the car, and immediately she like, your car nice. And she like doing Snapchat videos in my shit, like, didn't say hello, didn't tell me her name or ask me my name, didn't do none of that. And she got in the car like, ooh, your car nice. And start I'm talking about, man, immediately pulled the phone out and start putting shit on her story. And I'm just sitting here like, for real? I'm in my head like, nah, this bitch can't be this crazy. But, for the sake of letting my partner work, I talked about this before. Like they used to say on Jersey Shore, carrying a grenade. That this was a potential grenade. I didn't know at the time she was a grenade or not, but I wasn't gonna let her be a grenade in my partner situation. So I was entertaining her for the sake of her keeping her out of my partner's business with her partner. You know what I mean? Because my partner, the partner that she had, she was really digging my partner. You know what I mean? So I'm keeping her out the way. But in my mind, as soon as this bitch get in the car, I'm like, oh my goodness, this ain't gonna go nowhere. So, it fucked me up. And then I'm trying to engage in conversations with the bitch, and the whole time she's in her motherfucking phone. And it was crazy. Now I feel like, do this bitch think like Am I supposed to like bend over backwards or do, swim through quicksand or jump through flaming hoops for her attention? I don't know. It's like she was just detached, or I don't know what was going on with that bitch. But, like I said, from the moment she got in and got to talking about, ooh, your car nice, and start doing all this shit, I lost interest immediately. Well, I didn't even have interest to lose it in the first place. You know what I mean? Because before she even got in the car, when I see this expensive ass lace front wig on her head and this bitch is in this motherfucking motel struggling to pay for this motherfucker every day, I already know something wrong, right? But I say all that to say that's just an example of a bitch who ain't got shit going on. And she thinks that you have to prove yourself to her. And I didn't even bother kicking game to a bitch like that because I've been there before. When you try to kick game to bitches like that, you can't tell them shit because you see what she did, right? She got in my car and started flexing like it was hers. On that same token, you got so many bitches, like I said, they can get through doors that other people can't get through. So, you know what I mean? I done had situations before where I'll leave a bitch in the car and I'll go inside the store, and when I come out the store, she in the driver's seat flexing the steering wheel and, you know what I mean, acting like it's her shit. Like, you see this type of shit all the time. And on that same token, so that might be one of the bitches posts on social media, right? This could be a bitch that ain't got shit going on. She living in a motel that costs $50 a day and she's struggling to pay for that motherfucker. But she keep her nails done. She keep them long ass eyelashes that look like this when she blink. She keep her lace front wig together. And, she might meet a motherfucker and don't get no money from him, but he live in a mansion and he let the bitch come to the mansion. She could flex all through that motherfucker. Like I said, one post might be in somebody's car that don't belong to her and she flexing behind the driver's seat like it's hers. Another post might be in, somebody's luxurious ass bed in their bedroom at their mansion. You know what I mean? Bed fly as a motherfucker. That's another post. That's two. Another post might be on somebody's yacht. Again, a motherfucker who just thought she was cute and she ain't getting no money from him. But, because that's how goofy these bitches is. Like, oh, nah, I ain't got no money for you, but you can come to the mansion and kick it. Or I ain't got no money for you, but you can come on the yacht with me and kick it. So that's a third post. You know what I mean? Bitch on the yacht, you know what I mean? Flexing like she just be on yachts all the motherfucking time and shit. Balance. 007, as always, good looking with the $100 holler. You dig? Blessings to the game. Peace and prosperity to the worthy. Dig the fuck out of that. But yeah, so the bitch got one post in a motherfucker's car. Like I said, he ran in the store to go get something out the store, or he ran in the store to pay for the gas or whatever the case may be. And the bitch hurry up and jump in the driver's seat and get a video in real quick. That's one post. You know what I mean? The next post is the motherfucker whose mansion she went to and flexed in his bedroom, or in his kitchen or whatever the case may be. That's post number 2. Post number 3 is the motherfucker who invited her to come kick it on the yacht for free, not no money involved. Big old hoeing, but she on the yacht, flexing. Post number 4 is the bitch, she ran into a group of guys, they got some money, This type of places like Vegas, South Beach, Scottsdale, man, this type of downtown Chicago, downtown LA, this Hollywood, this type of shit happens in them places all the time. MVP, unsweet tea, good looking with the $5 holla, bro. Upgrade your pimping. Bottle of Avion on me. I got to upgrade to the Avion for sure. I got you. but yeah, post number 4, you know, the bitch, she ran into some dudes. They was walking inside the steakhouse, you know what I mean? And she was walking past and they thought she was cute. They like, oh man, you gotta come kick it with us. You fine as a motherfucker, come eat with us. We got you. And then now she in the steakhouse, you know what I mean, eating this expensive ass food, and she snapping and flexing, you know what I mean? And dude might have a watch on or something that's too big for her motherfucking goofy ass. And she like, ooh, can I wear your watch just to do a video real quick? You know what I mean? So that's post number 4. And then let's see. Post number 5, okay, bitches got this shit bad too. So, okay, post number 5 is, you know, the weed man. He pulled up, you know, the weed man, he got nice little Benz and shit like that, you know, and the bitch, she come out the hotel room and she jump in the car with the weed man, and he got a nice pistol right there. You know what I mean? He got like a nice Glock or some shit like that. And she like, ooh, can I take a video with your Glock? You know what I mean? And the bitch, she got the motherfucking pistol like this. And it's one of them boomerang videos where the bitch looks stupid as hell, like. So post number 1, and mind you, none of this shit belongs to this bitch. This bitch ain't got no money. She can't afford none of the shit that she got posted on her Instagram page, right? So post number 1, the nigga went in the store, she jumped in the driver's seat real quick and made some posts in the driver's seat. Post number 2, you know what I mean? She was walking down the street, the nigga seen her, liked her, invited her to the mansion. You know what I mean? And she flexing in the mansion in the bedroom on this expensive ass bed that she ain't never been on, none of that type of shit, right? Post number 3, the bitch got invited to kick it on the yacht, you know what I mean? And she on the yacht, you know what I mean? She probably got a bottle of Moet or some shit like that, you know what I mean? And she flexing like she just be drinking Moet all the time when really she a 4 Loko 211 still reserved ass bitch, you know what I mean? But that's post number 3. What was post number 4? Oh, post number 4, she was walking past the steakhouse, you know what I mean? Some baller niggas was going inside and they ran into her on the way in and like, damn girl, you fine, come eat with us, we got you. You know what I mean? Now she in the steakhouse, you know what I mean, eating this expensive ass food and wearing a Rolex that belonged to one of the niggas that's too big for her motherfucking ass. You know what I mean? She flexing like that. That's post number 4. Post number 5, the weed man pulled up and she went outside, jumped in the car to buy the weed from the weed man, and she seen his Glock and was like, ooh, can I take a video with your Glock? You know what I mean? And then she doing the she got the Glock like this with the stupid ass boomerang video, like, or no, she probably kissing the Glock like. So that's the bitch whole shit, right? You know what I mean? And, you know, because the bitch look cute and she getting a whole bunch of likes and all this type of shit on social media, she start thinking that she's like this, like, superior bitch. You know what I mean? She start thinking that because she done been in these places with these people that she one of them. You know what I mean? And she is denying this struggle. Mind you, that struggle is right here. Throughout all this shit, that struggle is right here on this bitch's back. The struggle is going everywhere with this bitch. The struggle jumped in the car seat with that bitch when she flexed, when the nigga went inside the store. You know what I mean? The struggle followed that bitch to the mansion when she was in there flexing. The struggle followed that bitch on the yacht when she was flexing on the yacht. The struggle followed that bitch into the steakhouse when she was eating the steak and wearing the Rolex that was too big. You know what I mean? The struggle followed the bitch into the weed man Benz where she was flexing with his gun. The struggle is going everywhere with this bitch. But because she's able to like capture moments and make people think she's living a lifestyle that she ain't living, she start believing that she's this superior bitch. But bitch, this struggle is going everywhere with you. This struggle is you don't have no motherfucking game. And because you don't have no game, you live in a mediocre lifestyle. The struggle is you don't even understand pimping. You don't understand the game that you involved in, how to succeed in it, how to fail in it, how to thrive in it. You don't understand nothing about the game that you involved in. You just in this shit. Really and truly, you just in the game because you too lazy to go work at Walmart, or you too lazy to go work at the grocery store, or just work whatever 9 to 5 that you should be working. You too lazy to do that, because if you was to go work that regular job that you're supposed to be working, you ain't gonna show up on time most of the time. You're gonna be late all the time. You're gonna be missing days. You're gonna be stealing at the job. You're gonna steal some stupid ass shit that costs $2. You know what I mean? You just the wrong type of motherfucker for a 9 to 5, and you're gonna get fired. It's not that you too good for a 9 to 5, it's that you're not good enough for a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? You're gonna get caught drinking or smoking on the job, something stupid. You know what I mean? So you can't even make the cut at a minimum wage job. And that's why you in the game. It ain't because you just recognize your value and you just know that it's so much that you could accomplish in the game, and you know what I mean, you understand your value. Nah, it ain't none of that. You just too lazy to go work a job. You definitely too lazy to go to school, you know what I mean? Because you just ain't cut out for school. You know what I mean? That's a whole long another conversation. You just ain't cut out for school. School ain't for you. You know what I mean? So you're loitering in the game. That's really what it is. A lot of bitches is just loitering in the game. Loitering. Not conducting no business. You know what I mean? You ever go, everybody done been to the motherfucking liquor store and you see that motherfucker just hanging out in front of that motherfucker, he ain't doing shit. His car ain't parked there. He ain't got no car to park there. He ain't going inside buying nothing. You know what I mean? He just loitering. He just hanging around. That's what a lot of these bitches is in the game. A lot of these bitches in the game is that nigga in front of the liquor store just loitering. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it was a way to post signs in the game. Like on the Blade, yeah, they got signs that say, you know, no loitering for prostitution and shit like that, certain blades, you know what I mean? Or just no loitering, period. But I wish it was like something that we could like have in the game where it's just a reminder to the bitch, like no loitering in the game. You know what I mean? But that's what a lot of these bitches is doing. They just in the game loitering. They not trying to be successful in the game. They not trying to be the best. Like I mentioned, being all you could be. They don't want to do that. They're not in the game to be all they can be. It's just a lot of bitches just in the game loitering. And as long as they can get moments in where they flexing on social media and they can convince people that they live in a lifestyle that they not living, they're going to be comfortable with that struggle. They're going to be comfortable loitering. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, it's crazy, man. Nah, I ain't gonna even go. I ain't gonna even get to another story because I got so many motherfucking stories about bitches that's just loitering in the game and just confused. But the bottom line is there's so many bitches in the game that if they just acknowledge they struggle, if they take inventory of themselves and understand who they are internally, a lot of the flaws that they have will disappear immediately. See, right now, they don't even understand that it's a flaw. You being out of touch with reality, that's a massive flaw. if you are comfortable with being able to get into these situations and not maximize the opportunities in these situations and not get no money out of it, you at a mansion home with a motherfucker that's worth millions, and all you want to do is take a picture? I could see if you didn't even want to get no game. I mean, get no money. At least try to get some game or get something. Like, damn, what word of advice would you have for somebody that want to start their own business or something? You don't want no game. You don't want no money. And you're going to let, I didn't even mention that part, you're going to let a motherfucker have his way with you. You're going to let a motherfucker fuck the lining out of you. You know what I mean? Put all his children in your mouth. And you're not going to get nothing but a damn picture. And you're going to be cool with it. That's crazy. Yeah, man, he gonna put all his kids in her mouth. Kids gonna be in this bitch's mouth talking about, we are family. Not just in their mouth, just dancing. Yeah, man. Bitch got all the kids in her motherfucking mouth, man. All the kids on her booty, all the kids on her face and her titties, man. And they just dancing, man. And the bitch don't want nothing but a damn picture on the bed, man. Or a picture in the kitchen or some shit. Or a picture next to the pool or something, man. That's all she want. That's crazy. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with that. Listen, there's 283 of y'all in here right now, but only 259 of y'all wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you come up in here. Step outside real quick. Step outside the chat. Hit that like button. Come back inside the chat. You know what I mean? We're going to continue chopping this game. But yeah, man. You know, bitches get so comfortable in that. And see, I understand. I understand why bitches get to that point, right? It makes sense to me. I understand how you got there. You got there because you come from poverty. You come from nothing. You know what I mean? And then on top of the fact that you come from nothing, you probably done been through some trauma in your childhood 9 times out of 10. You done been through some fucked up shit. It's some sick individuals in the world. We know that. And a lot of y'all have been through some fucked up shit at the hands of a sick individual in your adolescence. I understand that. You know what I mean? And that's something that you might struggle with right now. And a part of you, you know, escaping that struggle is social media, creating an image of yourself to convince people that you something that you really not. For the first time, you can feel important. For the first time, you think you feeling loved. You think these motherfuckers that's hitting that like button and getting in your DM, you think it's love. But it's not. And the sooner you get in touch with reality, the better off you're gonna be. See, this is a big part of the reason why, you know, hoes back in the days did more, made more happen. And it's also a big part of the reason why, again, the world is leaving motherfuckers behind in the game. The world is moving fast forward. And a lot of people in the game is getting left behind. See, the bitches back in the day, they didn't have social media to run to and escape who they was. They didn't have the mask of social media, because that's really all social media is. It's one big masquerade ball. Everybody look cool behind the mask. But bitches back then didn't have that. And this is why pimping was so important. Because pimping was going to help the bitch address that struggle and translate that struggle into greatness. But, you know, for a lot of bitches, the pimping has been replaced, you know, as the solution with social media. But pimping is still a much greater solution than social media. You know, all of them people that be in your DM telling you how fine you is and what they want to do to you and all of this shit, that ain't no real love. And them motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. If you go through a crisis situation, they not gonna be there. And this is why, you know, it's just a beautiful thing when you have somebody who doesn't get caught up in that, or somebody who can, you know, put things in perspective and come away from that and acknowledge they struggle, address that shit. You know what I mean? Because it ain't gonna go nowhere if you don't address it, if you don't face it. You can't replace it. You can't just get on social media and be like, here go my struggle, and I'm gonna take this lifestyle from you, and okay, this is my real life. No, it don't work like that. Nah, you gotta address that motherfucker. Face it. It ain't gonna kill you. And as we know, whatever don't kill you is gonna make you stronger. If you face that struggle, that's when your greatness is gonna come alive. See, that greatness inside you is hibernating right now. It's dormant. It's sleeping. But as soon as you acknowledge that struggle that you're going through, as soon as you decide to want more than whatever image you portraying on social media, as soon as you decide to want more out of life than that, as soon as you recognize that life has so much more to offer you than what social media is offering you, that's when you're going to face that struggle, and that's when your greatness is going to come alive. Then you're going to start thriving and doing amazing shit. It's so many hoes in the game right now that don't understand how great they can be. Like, and it's crazy, man. Like, it's so many bitches in the game that don't have no game. It's wild. It's wild, man. Like, it's so many bitches in the game that do not have no game. And don't have a concern for game. Don't have a hunger for game. Don't have an appreciation for game. Don't have a desire for game. And that's why they don't believe or even have like a concept or anything for something greater. As I've said before, man, it's so much money available right now. And hoes have so much power. It's never been a greater time to get money in the game than right now. It's never been a greater time. There's more money available to hoes right now than there ever has been in the history of the world. There's more money available right now. And at the same time that there's more money available to hoes than there ever has been, at the very same time, hoes want less than they ever have wanted ever in the game. It's also never been a time where hoes in the game or bitches in the game have wanted less or have been so comfortable with mediocrity than right now. Like, bitches are so comfortable with mediocrity, so comfortable with failure. They done learned how to put makeup on failure and put cosmetics on the shit to make it look like success. But it's failure. See, Motherfuckers get so caught up in putting an image on social media, trying to make it seem like they have the same results as somebody who's successful in real life, but they don't understand that, okay, you got two different bitches, right? On social media. They got the same amount of followers. You know, they both just as attractive. You know what I mean? But this one right here, she got shit going on in real life. This one right here is pretending to have shit going on in real life. But on social media, you can't really tell the difference. You know what I mean? Because again, this one over here, she can get behind certain doors and get in certain places and flex and make it seem like she really got it going on when she don't. But this one over here, she really does have it going on in real life. But they look the same. They have a similar presentation. But when they come away from that shit, this one over here is living a successful life in real life. This one over here is going back to the motel, going back to the projects, going back to her grandma's house or wherever she going. You know what I mean? And the fucked up thing is, because of what's right here on social media, this bitch over here, she's convinced herself that she's just as bad of a bitch as this bitch. Why? Because on social media, she's presenting what appears to be the same results. Because see, that's what all social media is about. Social media is all about results, the results of things. When you see shit on social media and you like it, you're looking at the results of shit 9 times out of 10. Motherfuckers is caught up in the results. And if a bitch who ain't got shit going on can make people believe that she has the same results as the bitch that do got shit going on, then this bitch is going to start to believe that she's just as bad of a bitch as this bitch. And guess what that does? It makes you not want shit. Because you've convinced everybody on social media that you just as bad as this bitch. So what else is there in life? What else is there to aspire to? Because again, this bitch right here, you know, in school, everybody probably teased her, probably used to pick on her, bully her. You know what I mean? You know, somebody probably done touched her inappropriately in her childhood. She done went through some fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Mama probably was on drugs. You know what I mean? Daddy was probably dead or in the penitentiary her whole life. You know, like, this is the story of a lot of females that's on social media looking like this bitch over here. So if you come from that, if you come from this fucked up ass life and you able to come on here and create a virtual life that's the same as this virtual life over here, a bitch gonna feel like she done reached the mountaintop. Bitch gonna feel like she done made some major shit happen. And because of that, she doesn't aspire to anything greater. She can't see nothing greater. She's so mystified by this image that she done created on social media, she can't even see nothing greater for herself. Not knowing that, bitch, you can do some amazing shit right now. You can be balling for real in real life right now behind the scenes. You don't have to go back to that motel or them projects or your grandma's house, bitch, if you just put things in perspective. See, motherfuckers get so caught up in the results of things that they don't respect the process. See, the process is back here is two totally different things. This bitch process is real. This bitch understands who she is internally. You know what I mean? This bitch values people. This bitch values game. She values wisdom, knowledge, understanding, right? This bitch, she don't value shit but this. You know? So, because this bitch's process is different, you know what I mean? Like, what she's presenting is more organic. You know, but like if you go to Whole Foods, you know, to the untrained eye, mind, and ear or eye, you know, if you see organic strawberries and regular strawberries, if you just eyeballing them and they ain't got no label on them, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. They just look like strawberries. Until you read the sign and it says, oh, okay, these ones is organic. Okay, let me get these ones. But on social media, it ain't no sign that say, bitch, organic bitch. You know what I mean? It ain't no sign on social media to do that for you. You know? So if you just looking at the results of things, you can't tell which bitch is organic and which one ain't. You know what I mean? This is the GMO bitch. This bitch got GMOs, you know what I mean? MSG, all type of shit going on. This one over here is organic, but from the looks of things, they look the same. And that's why this GMO bitch is just cool, you know what I mean, being who she is. Because she looked just like the organic bitch. So, man, you know, that's what's hindering a lot of bitches right now. Again, at the same time where there's never been more money available to hoes than right now in the history of the world, at the very same time, bitches have never wanted less out of the game than they do right now. It ain't never been a time where bitches wanted less out the game. This is why you have bitches, like I done seen bitches say such ridiculous shit, right? This is why bitches say shit like, oh, you know what I mean? If a pimp ain't got his own hustle, then why should a bitch fuck with him? You know, he should be out there trapping while I'm trapping. He should be out there, you know what I mean, getting his money while I'm getting mine. Then we come together and da-da-da-da. Shit crazy. You know, this is why you have so many bitches in the game like that, because they don't understand their power. Because a hoe who understands her power and she out there, you know what I mean, maximizing her potential, and she out there making the most of herself and being all that she could be, she not having them type of thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, she gonna go get it. See, them bitches who feel inadequate, them bitches whose hoeing ain't enough, they had them type of thoughts. That a pimp should be out there hustling while she hustling. Yeah, that's a bitch who of course, she ain't gonna use them words and she ain't gonna look at it that way, but that's the truth though. You feel inadequate. You don't feel like your hoeing is enough to make whatever happen that we want to happen. So, to take the pressure off of yourself, the pimp better be out there hustling too. That shit is crazy. And, you know, the nigga, he ain't no better. He just as confused because, like I said, you got dudes out there that they got bitches selling drugs and pussy at the same time, which is crazy. Again, this is a situation where now the nigga, he don't feel like her hoeing is enough, and these bitches, they don't feel like they hoeing is enough. So it's just a situation where, you know, as we say in the game, motherfuckers is mixing it to fix it because they feel like the game ain't enough. Like the game can't outdo all of that little tedious shit that you doing. But as we say, a jack of all trades is a master of none. If a bitch will stop trying to be a jack of all trades, if these niggas that call themselves pimps will Or stop trying to be a jack of all trades and just master the game. Get this one part down. Figure this shit out and see what happens. Man, the sky's the limit. The game is beautiful. You know, I remember motherfuckers used to say shit like, oh man, a motherfucker can't stack $1 million off of Hodo. A motherfucker can't do this with just Hodo. A motherfucker can't do that with just Hodo. I ain't never believed that, first of all, because when a motherfucker applying game, ain't no telling what a bitch might accomplish, right? But right now, in 2022, there's never been a greater time for a hoe to generate millions of dollars like right now. It's out there. The only reason why motherfuckers ain't making it happen is because they don't have the mindset to make it happen. They not inclined to believe that they can make it happen. They not looking at shit for what it is and saying, damn, you know what? I can make this happen, that happen, and the third happen, so on and so forth. And then from there, from the money that you generate out the game, make certain investments. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. Like the possibilities is ridiculous. Okay, I see 318 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door, man, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that like button, man. We're going to chop this game for a few more minutes before I wrap it up. Hold on. Blue Hunted, once again, good looking with the $5 holla. They got delusions of grandeur, P. Real shit. That is real talk. Put some of this good old love in my body. The game is beautiful right now, man. And I just want motherfuckers to want more. And a part of wanting more is acknowledging your struggle. Being uncomfortable with your struggle. Wanting more than your struggle. Instead of masking your struggle. Instead of putting cosmetics on your struggle and making it look like more than what it is. As long as you do that, you just putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's not going to help anything. And again, you don't have to broadcast your struggle. You don't have to let the world know everything that you're going through, you know. But at the same time, don't get so caught up in the virtual world, or not even just the virtual world. Don't get so caught up in what other people think about you that you deny your struggle instead of facing it and translating it into greatness. Face it, it ain't gonna kill you. There's energy there that is just waiting for you to translate it into greatness. Make it happen. Because as long as you deny that shit, you're not going to get nowhere. You're going to be a hamster on a treadmill. You're not going to get nowhere. Sometimes you might speed up. Sometimes you might slow down. But as long as you deny that struggle, you're going to be running in place. And again, what people don't understand is that when you acknowledge that struggle, when you face that struggle, it's going to make you want more out of life. It's going to make you hungry. It's going to make you recognize what you have within you. And sometimes, in order to acknowledge that struggle and intensify your desire to want more, you might have to rid yourself of certain distractions. Because sometimes social media can serve as a distraction. Sometimes certain people can serve as a distraction. Because as I've said before, certain people, sole purpose on this planet is to distract a great motherfucker from being great. And if you let motherfuckers, in comment sections and all this type of shit, phase you, or, like you trying to do shit to prove them wrong and all this other type of shit. Like, man, these motherfuckers said I'm broke, man. Hey, let me borrow that 50,000 real quick just to make a video real quick, man, so I can show these motherfuckers I ain't broke. You are broke. And if you make a video counting 50,000 of some money that ain't yours, and you convince these motherfuckers that it is yours, and now they think it's yours, and okay, you done convinced these motherfuckers that you got 50,000. But guess what? You really don't. You still broke in real life. So that's a situation where you allowing these motherfuckers to distract you from being great. Because that's what distractions do. They throw you all the way off track. Instead of trying to go get 50,000 for real, you done let these motherfuckers distract you. And now you breaking your neck to prove to them that you're not the broke motherfucker that you really are. And guess what? If you broke, that don't mean shit. If you broke, that don't mean that you a terrible son or a terrible father or a terrible brother or a terrible nephew or a terrible uncle. It don't mean that. It's some motherfuckers with money that's lame as a motherfucker. And they can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? But you could do something about getting some money though. And you won't be a lame motherfucker with money. See, if you solid and you real, man, that's the beautiful thing. That's one of the most beautiful things that you can have about yourself. It's just being in tune with yourself and understanding who you are in real life. Because, man, we all know it's some lame motherfuckers in the world with money. And they can't, all the money in the world is not going to help them stop from being lame. They're just going to be a lame motherfucker. They doomed to be lame. So if you not a lame motherfucker, you got half the battle won right there. The getting money part is easy if you just be inclined and put your mind to it. A big part of that is embracing that struggle. That struggle is gold. You just don't understand that it's gold because you're looking at all the mud on top of it, all the muck, all the dirt on top of it. If you dust that motherfucker off, man, it's some gold up under there. And how you dust it off is stop getting caught up with other motherfuckers think. Recognize your struggle, acknowledge your struggle, understand your struggle, and then do something about it. Fix it. You dig? But we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, tapping in with this game. I appreciate y'all for all of your comments, all of your shares, all of your likes. I appreciate you for subscribing, hitting the bell when you. I appreciate you for the super chats. I appreciate you for the cash apps. I appreciate you for your support in every which way that you come with it. Y'all already know we're going to do this again much sooner than later. Let me finish off this love before we get up out of here. But yeah, man. Y'all already know who it is and what it is, man. Freeze is it. If you out moving around in traffic, please do so in a safe fashion. Best of blessings to y'all.